speaking of a man who's big, strong, fast, elite, and he's no longer on the PUP, which made all Packers fans go from 6 to midnight. Ladies and gentlemen, consummate all-pro left tackle of the Green Bay Packers, the Giraffe, David Bakhtiari.
Yeah!
How are you, bud?
I'm good. How you doing?
So I want to let you know, it is great to fucking see you, pal. We saw you in drills the other day. You had a little skip. You had a little pep to your step. Obviously, good hand position, good drive. Then you kind of bopped it out a little bit there at the end. Are you just trying to get a feel for the legs back, trying to get back for the physical contact, or is this you showcase? I feel good. I mean, look at the spring in the step.
Hell yeah.
Should be calling you IHOP right now, pal. Are you feeling good, Bakhtiari? And what do you think it was that took you to the step to get off of the PUP list, you think?
I think it was just the normal progression of the rehab. So we're at a point now where it's time to integrate me back in, get a helmet, some shoulder pads, start doing a lot more position specific, get some bodies in front of me, and let the next steps kind of fall where they may.
Okay.
How's that work? Do you have did you have this plan in place for a while now? Like, this is when you start to progress, and now all of a sudden you're back at it a little bit, but you're not thrown right back into like team drills, I assume, right?
Yeah, no. So right now we just started just with individual and just kind of seeing how everything responds. But all the stuff that we had done prior kind of left us, okay, well, this is the next point we got to check off on our checklist to integrate me back into, full contact and eventually, playing in the games and all that. So I talked to Goody. We felt good where we were and the situation with the team. So I'm like, okay, we'll take this next step. Good 2 days. Today was just kind of a normal rehab schedule, so I just kind of took it off. But so far, so good. And I definitely, Pat, you talked about a little pep in the step. Definitely felt good to be back out there, and feels good. Still early, but I mean, I really like where I'm at.
Hey, celebration whenever Owl Parties agreed that the next steps would be to take you off the PUP list, and going into that practice, little nerves, or were you ready for it?
No, definitely ready for it. I mean, it's been a while. So, but nerves wise, I mean, no, not really. I mean, just a little bit of rust here and there, but definitely some just much needed practice that I just miss. I just miss being out there with the guys. And there's something to say, just getting a helmet, some shoulder pads.
Right.
Joking within practice instead of just the guy standing on the side, just making jokes like outside the white lines. That's a little bit not as fun.
Can we go back? Do you mind if we go back? I mean, we just took a great step forward, but I would like to go back.
2.
Your knee gets hurt.
Yep.
You have surgery.
Yes.
You have rehab.
Yes.
During that process, setback, another surgery, or did you come back, setback, another surgery in that kind of extended, or was there never another surgery?
Come back. Thought that was all normal.
Lions game? Is that Lions game?
No. It was before the Lions game. I had another surgery, like when we were supposed to honestly play before then, and then I ended up needing to go get a scope. Clean up. Which then pushed it back further to the Lions game, and then we were like, all right, I mean, okay, you guys want me to, like, well, let's do this. And then after that game, I wasn't able to rebound. I mean, yeah, of course, it's a playoff game. Anyone wants to play. It doesn't matter like what it is. It's just, it was in such a bad spot that there was no way that I could gear it up to play. And even, I mean, I don't want to play the if game, but I don't know when it could have rebounded. Then I'll help you with the time and then push forward. They said, we talked about just take time off, you'll be good. Right, kind of getting close to OTAs. I'm like, hey, I don't feel good still. What is going on?
What was it? It was tight, swollen, sore, pain, stabbing? What was the feeling?
Sure.
Everything I just said, yeah? So it didn't feel healthy, you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I mean, when something's not right. And again, I have nothing to base it off of. I've had it like this before. So, and I don't think many people have had it like the one I've currently been dealing with. So then I went in for number 3 with Neil Elatrosh out in LA for another scope. And I felt, initially coming out, I felt really good. But then again, I have now 3 surgeries in, 20 months. So, and I never really got out of the first surgery. And then it just kind of, it has a compounding effect. So now I have to kind of work off 3 surgeries and all the, with the atrophy, the turning on the muscles again. So it's just been taking a long time. But I will say, like, this totally feels different than where I was last year at all. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually.
Let's go! Hey, that's big news. I just heard all of Packers Nation celebrate right there. And as I think AJ is probably listening to you talk, and I am as well, guys that have had knee surgeries, I mean, the rehab sucks too. So I apologize for you having to be in fucking rehab for the last 20 months, basically. That has to be mentally tasking. I assume that's what you're referring to, getting back out with the boys, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, mentally, physically, I mean, you name it. It takes a toll on everything. And it just feels good just to do what you know that you love to do, being out with the guys and not trying to verbally articulate what you're supposed to do, but I can actually start showing some of the other offensive line, like, hey, this is what I mean, what I'm trying to say from a technique standpoint, and I can actually ask my leg to do what I'm even saying, which is awesome. And then, I mean, it, as you know, kind of just, it feels good to feel good. So, again, I'm not getting too ahead of myself. I'm truly taking it day to day, and that's not player speak, that's just honest. And we're going to see when it's like, okay, now it's time to put it in a game and test it.
Proud of you, buddy.
How's the rest of the team look? The reports seem like everything's going great. The defense, obviously, it looks like they are going to prime for a big year. Aaron is calling out people all the time. His receivers, everything's good to go, I guess. He didn't really – no issues there. They're playing well. What does the offense look like, and how is it when you actually do get in there to practice, when you get to go up against a defense like you guys have? That has to be huge for you.
Yeah, we got good depth. I like the attitude and the mindset defensively. You got a lot of characters, and I mean that like by big personalities on the team, not just in the locker room, but also on the football field on the defensive side of the ball, which I think speaks volumes. And I mean, anytime, this defense, they need to obviously get in games and show what they can do in a game. But when you have them when they give Aaron temper tantrums about once or twice a day, that bodes pretty well. And
what are they doing to cause that?
Just ruining the rhythm, timing on offense, not being able to move the ball as effectively as they know that we would like to.
Fucking with the receivers, causing press conferences. That's what's going on, it sounds like.
A lot of Aaron stomping his foot, hands on hips, sulking, looking up at the sky.
Hey, you and Aaron have such a close relationship. It's obviously every move that you guys make in that golf cart or whatever you do. Today, I guess you're blasting Lil Wayne's Green and Yellow. Vibes are high that you're all the way back. It sounds like, hey, doesn't it, AJ? And Ty, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Sounds like you guys are very confident about the squad that you have. Is that right?
Again, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. I don't want to,
Guarantee a Super Bowl, Bob.
I like the pieces that we have. I think we got a really good unit on defense that needs to show it in games. I think we have good pieces in play and a good coach special teams-wise with the we-fence that's kind of building a new culture there, which something in my 10 years now that's been a facet of the game that, needs a lot of attention. And, offensively, anytime you got Aaron Rodgers back there, it's going to be at least a good offense. So, I'm just excited. But right now, everyone's 0-0, and we'll see how the season plays out.
Well, and the big draft's back.
Yeah.
Now, wait, day by day, obviously, day by day. Feels like the draft's back, though. Go ahead, Ty.
David, just very excited to see you back out there. Happy for you, man, and really looking forward to this year. I saw recently on Instagram, I don't know when it was, but you posted that I think you were in Namibia. It was like one of the coolest pictures ever, walking in the desert. How sweet was that experience? And did Aaron maybe say, hey, they got some pretty good ayahuasca, in the middle of the desert over there? What did you do out there, and how sweet was that?
I was out there for my honeymoon because I got married and we went to South Africa. So me and my wife, we were at, which put me at a spot where I was like, okay, I think my knee's not right, because I'll tell you what, hiking up that sandhill, I was like, with 1.5 legs, that was not fun.
Hold on. I actually thought of that while you posted that photo. I was like, hey, that walking in that sand.
That's what I said. He's all the way back.
Because that's full. Every muscle of your leg is using to balance yourself and walk through that. I thought of that while you posted that. Real thing. Sounds like, okay.
Yeah, it was a good 2.5 hours. I just up a sand hill.
Dude,
and I was just my wife Frankie just kept turning around looking at me. She just see me just take one good step and then just hobble. And a couple times she's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm going to the top. No way, I'm not gonna miss out on this view." So I just toughed it out, and then just total grit, really. and then moseyed on down, and then I definitely took. I needed some me time. So I'm like, okay, so we need to definitely go get another appointment because this thing is not cooperating the way it should be.
Hey, was the view worth it?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't on ayahuasca, so I do remember it. It was solid.
So AJ's the shaman normally. You go on those ayahuasca trips as well? Is it you, AJ, Aaron, and is that the crew? I've never been invited.
I don't think I'm allowed to because I think my Saturn's in the third house, so I don't know if like it's
Damn.
on his endeavors. So I mean, I don't know. It depends. Maybe when like the planets kind of have a celestial turn, I could eventually. But right now, I think while I'm in the third house, I'm
What
kind
dimension
of.
is that?
Yeah, well, it's the third dimension, but his house is, he can't enter any other dimensions because Saturn's currently in the third house.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing moves around. Hey, Buck. Hey, you know Aaron very well. Work out together in the offseason. Obviously, you were comfortable with him enough to joke about him here like AJ is. I don't know how many people on earth are like that with the back-to-back MVP. How do you take everybody's reaction to his every fucking move? Honestly, like, is it just something you laugh at this point? Or is there some times where you go like, this guy doesn't deserve all of this shit? Because I've just been introduced to this very recently, and I'm like, they fucking kill this guy for everything he does. As being a close friend of his, obviously left tackle and somebody who's been a teammate and he likes a lot. How is that? Do you just take everything as a joke nowadays with him, or do you even think about that at this point?
I definitely laugh about it. I mean, you have to, and I think getting like a little bit serious. I think on his end, he's kind of learned like you gotta be able to laugh at it, or else you'd go crazy with just how people treat anything and everything and how scrutinized he is. So yeah, I mean, I definitely always like to lead with some jokes and some laughs, and I mean, if I could help crack a smile with him or on a situation that is getting a little bit of heat, great. Sometimes I definitely step over the line with him, and that's always fun, learning that side of him. But I mean, he's definitely. I would even say over the course of getting to know him, I know him and AJ have obviously known each other a lot longer, but he's definitely gotten a little more relaxed and chill about everything.
You could see how you would have a guard up against everybody on earth, though. Like, you would see how this guy is potentially saying, hey, fuck you to everybody for a long time. I've been very fortunate here to be in the last couple of years of his life where it sounds like he is at the point where he'd like everybody to know who the fuck he is. Like, hey, this is actually who I am, as opposed to what everybody else has been saying. But I couldn't fathom having that life. But also, I'm not the back-to-back fucking MVP. Tone has a question for you, Buck. Go ahead, Tone.
Buck, you talked about a little bit of rust. What is it? Is it like feet moving? Is hand placement? What is, as far as the rust is going? What area is it?
I mean, certain things like that come off the top of my head is like just getting weight distribution in my stance, depending on what play. Certain mechanical checks that can put me in a better position if we do have multiple plays on when we call it in the huddle. Snap count, just being able to time it up verbally, and the nonverbal stuff I feel comfortable with. And then not really hand placement. It probably is going to be a little bit of, I think the next little bit of rust will be, when I'm getting the live drills, some contact, like, am I having too much weight forward, weight back? But those are just little things. I mean, I've played enough ball that most of the rust comes off pretty quick for me now. I mean, earlier in my career, definitely training camp was definitely not as serious as me as a young guy, but now it's just little things, things that probably most people wouldn't even really notice, but for me, they're very nitpicky.
You worried about my bull rush at all? What's so funny?
No.
All right, well, that's good news. The man's back. Yeah, that's right. We appreciate you. What's next for you, man? And how long? I know you're doing day by day. You have to have some self-projections, though. How long do you think until you know what the next step will be? Is that in the coming days, coming weeks? What do you think?
Yeah, I know. Like, what's next for me is I'm trying to finish my book in my book club. I just want to show it.
Oh, yeah. That one's very similar to this one.
Might take a while.
It's a really good book. Honestly, once you get to the M's, it's really electric. It really starts picking up. So definitely give it a read. I've been trying to get Aaron on it, but he's a little backed up. But Webster's Dictionary, the new big fan.
All right, well, I'll get to that one once I'm close to being done with this one that Aaron actually put on the book club. Fingerprints of the Gods by Graham Hancock. 700 pages, week-to-week book club.
Hold on. Let's just... You think he actually read that?
It's his book club. You fucking tell me, Buck.
I don't know. I look. Hey, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that can happen. I mean, what if he doesn't read any of these books? He just does what any typical ex-college student, or even in college that we did, which go to Spark Notes. I don't know if that's still a thing, but
Oh yeah.
Well, you can also read the executive summary of it on the opening.
That's right, opening flap.
Opening flap. Lieutenant Commander Jack Carr told me about that little trick that I did not know that I will do. You're saying there's a chance he didn't read any of these fucking books? You're telling me he did not read
I'm telling you,
the Daily Stoic?
I mean, it sounds like a great time.
On the way out, I want you to think about this, okay? As you're going through your rehab,
Okay.
today's date is August 23rd. Take this one to your next rehab sesh, please. Is there a less effective technique to persuading people to do something than haranguing? I mean, see, like, who the fuck? Nobody read that. Nobody read that, okay? You're right. Aaron probably didn't. Hey, good luck with the rehab
Nailed it.
process, man. We are pumped for you. Thank you for stopping by, and good luck with the rest of your day.
It was a good time. AJ, it was a pleasure.
Hey,
Brandon, good to see you, man. Good luck.
hey, Beer Chug's still good.
See ya.
Hey, all right. All right, jeez.
What happened?
Just want to compliment him on his beer chug that he did in the offseason because he was doing beer chug, and I immediately upon seeing him, I'm like, oh, he's back.
Yeah.
And then we're seeing him walking up sand dunes, and we're like, oh, he's back.
Turns out
that was a setback.
Yeah.
Turns out that walk was actually the point where he was like, okay, I mean, I can't fucking conquer this sand dune. I don't know how I'm going to do anything on a Sunday. That was crazy. So it was 3 surgeries, 20 months. That's what's taken so long. And I think if you've never had a knee injury, which I don't know who you are if you've ever played a sport, but if you've never had a knee injury, there is something to just feeling like, hey, this thing is not healthy. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this thing's not healthy. Now, I think AJ has just convinced himself that this is just what life is now, right? That's what you say?
Yeah, I was very lucky to get hurt my senior year in high school, so I knew how to handle knee pain for the rest of my life.
Me as well. I had an injury my senior year of high school, so my knees are bad. I think that is something. By the way, I'm trying to learn about why my knees are so fucked. I guess that that little muscle on the outside of your shin and then your IT band, they connect in there. And if they're both incredibly tight like mine are, I guess that puts quite a strain on everything in there, which fucks up all your ligaments, meniscus, and everything. So that's what I'm working on right now to try to fix it. But yeah, you can definitely tell if something's just not healthy. Now, AJ and I don't have healthy knees right now. We also don't have to protect the back-to-back MVP or try to move bodies on a Sunday anymore.
Bingo.
So it's a little bit different. I could see why he was a little bit worried about, like, I'm not going out there and getting fucking exposed right now. There's no reason for me to do that. He's back fully healthy. That's great news for the Packers.
Well, and you look at like the playoff game too. Like if you're head up on Nick Bosa, that's not really something you can go in and be 50%, 55% because that then you're just getting beat every single time.
and then
snow.
your entire legacy's over, and that's all that stuff's going in. Like, yeah, I stink at football now, and I'm a big fan of his. Old Bakhtiari.
He's a physical specimen. Have you ever seen him in person?
I have not, but I did see him start skipping after doing that thing. He's doing that like a running back, like a skill position. He's what, 6 what?
I don't know what he's listed at. He's a giant.
6'4".
Nah, taller than
Nimble.
that.
Is he taller than that? 6'6".
I don't know. I put my Hokas on. I can go eye to eye with a 6'4".
I would say
guy.
6'6", but I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I...
He's a big dude, huh? He's like a Ferrari too. They say 6'6", like a Ferrari.
Oh yeah, big old dude with great feet, and he's
Athlete.
very stout. He can sit down on a bull rush at any point. Seems
So,
like.
so he's 6'4", 310 listed. So walk around 6'5", 6'6", 320. All right. What a dog.
Yeah, beast.
Happy he is back. Here's the picture that potentially gave him a heads up that,
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he's climbing the Everest of sand.
Why
So-
are we doing
Is
that?
that a good?
Yeah, I'll get to the top. We'll get a surgery and get back to the States.
Why are we doing that?
He said, I just want to get to the view. Sometimes you climb so you can see what you can see.
Miley Cyrus.
It's all about the
I
climb.
couldn't take a camel.
Also, you don't have much of a choice if you're there in Namibia. It's like, hey, what are you gonna do? Like that's how you're getting back to your hotel. You got to walk over that fucking sand dune.
And that's the reason why you're there.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to get 2 yonders.
Could you take a dune buggy up there?
Yeah, they don't have anything.
Connor, what's your problem?
There's nothing that can get them up there.
I'll tell you what I
Who
wrote.
took the picture?
Somebody that was not doing the walk. They said, fuck
Yeah.
it. Go ahead. We'll be set up right here. And good luck out there. I'm happy he got married. Sounds like he's happy. He's off the PUP.
Yes.
And it seems like he's feeling better than he's ever felt. So good for the Packers.